Okay, here's an area that we've been working on lately. And mostly what we're doing in here is thinning out trees. This area, you couldn't really walk through it. There were so many trees and they were so closely growing together that there was no space to walk. And if you look down here, I'll start pointing out just how many stumps there are in this area. And most of them really aren't much more. 5 inches is about the biggest tree in this section that we're cutting down. And right up here where we've got these 3 old snags, those were 3 trees that had been toppled and they were just hanging down from those snags along with a few other trees. And once again, you couldn't just walk through the area. And if we look over here, I'll point out just how thick it can get. There's 1 stump. We've got another stump right here. And that's 2. There's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's 12, 13, 14. 14 trees were all in this one little area, and probably a few more. There's probably some real small ones that I'm not seeing the stumps on. Also would come through with the lopper, and here's some little trees that we would miss. A lot of times just reach down and pull these guys up. Get rid of those little trees before they get any bigger while the soil's nice and soft. And so we slowly started making our way through here. And now we're getting up into an area that we haven't really done much in yet. And you'll get an idea of what I mean by just not being able to walk through these areas. All these little trees, almost all of these will get cut down here probably tomorrow. We've got a mess of storm-downed trees, so probably 1 or 2 trees fell and took down a whole bunch of other trees with them. And we can see over here there's more back in there. And then walking up the hill a bit is where we were doing some work as well. Oh, almost tripped over a stick there. And you can see there's still a little bit of work that we need to do up in this area. But I think tomorrow, this is really the area I'm going to be focused on. Underneath the snow here, there's a lot of slash and debris. And we see a lot of this along some of these old logging roads. And that's what this was. This was an old logging road. So this will be what's on tap for tomorrow, is this little area here. Try to get a lot of the stuff that's on the ground cut up, piled up, and burned up. This tree is going to need some limbing. It'll stay. It's a nice healthy Doug, but it's got a lot of limbing that needs to be done. And these trees over here, most of these will have to get cut down. There's just too many in that one little spot right there. So that's what's on tap for tomorrow. All right, let's see what it looks like later on. Okay, so I'm back to where I left off. And I actually started this video last week, hoping to finish it then, but an unfortunate event happened. My chainsaw died. So I didn't get the work done that I'd hoped to get done. So now I've got a brand new chainsaw, so I get to have a little bit of a twofer video where I'll get some work done, and I'll also get a chance to try this brand new Stihl 261 chainsaw. So this will be the first time me using this, and hopefully it runs well. It sure seemed to at the store when I bought it. So we'll see how easily I can get this guy started up and get some work done. Well, that started very easily, and oh my goodness, it cut so well. So the chainsaw that died on me was a Milwaukee battery powered one, which I'd been using for 3 years and really liked. The ease of use of it was nice. This is such an incredible upgrade to that. So much more power. just cuts easy. That 20-inch bar is lovely, and that's just me. Literally, those are the first cuts I've made with that chainsaw. So far, so good. I'm loving it. I'm gonna shut off the camera, get some work done, and then I'll turn it on a little bit later as things progress. All right, so I've got some of those trees cut. I've cleared out some areas, so I've got a safe work in an environment where I'm hopefully won't trip. And then I'm gonna take down this last tree that's holding up another tree that I've already cut. Hopefully it goes well. We'll see. It's a little tricky there with where the pressure is on the tree as far as where I should or should not make my cuts. So hopefully this won't be a fail video. We'll see. All right, that went fairly well. Still got more work to do. All right, the shadows are starting to get a little bit long, so I'm not going to do too much more today, but I'm making some pretty good progress. Happy with the way that saw's running. It's nice and smooth, lots of power, easy to start. Very happy with it. So I'm going to do a little bit more and call it a day. Okay, so it's the next morning. I wanted to bring the camera down here so you can get a better view of just what a horrible, horrible mess this area is. These are the trees that had been leaning against each other. I've got this big standing dead here. I'm just going to limb that standing dead because it's a nice, good tree for habitat. And then this is the big nasty slash field, which quite frankly gives me a little bit of anxiety because it is, one, very treacherous to walk around in here. It's got a little bit of snow still on it, as you can see, and it extends down quite a ways. So I'm gonna get a fire going here. We're going to start burning some of the slash that's in the field, and while that's burning, I'm going to continue cleaning up this area, and there's a lot of dead over there that needs to go. So there's a lot of work to be done today. I'll put the camera back on the tripod, but I just wanted to bring this down real quick so you get a better view. And walking around in here is, oh, it's terrible. And it's hard to describe just how thick this layer of slash is. It's really thick. All right, I'm gonna shut the camera off and put it back on the tripod where it was, and I'll get some fires going. Okay, fires are going. More work's been done. I've been cutting up over here, getting a lot of the standing dead done, and got help today with the fires and the slash field. So things are coming along. Okay, shadows are getting long again, so I'm gonna start kind of shutting down my work for the day. And so here's what I've been able to accomplish so far, and that has been a lot of work. There have been so many down trees, and there were down trees under down trees under down trees, so every time I'd pull up one down tree, there'd be one or two more underneath it, it seemed. Good progress on the slash piles, or the slash fields. And that's cleaning up nicely. So, that is today's work. And there's that low sun. I'll pan back this way, and we'll just kind of call it a day. All right, there it is.